like to call the Buhl City Council meeting of December 21st, the longest night of the year, to order, 2021. Ryan, would you please take the roll?
Councilor Matthew. Here. Councilor Marcus. Here. Mayor Clarich.
Present. Okay, public hearing, delinquent utilities, and this is something that we are required to do, correct, Ryan?
Correct.
I'm going to turn it over to you.
Yep. This public hearing is just, it's a statutory requirement prior to certifying delinquent utility accounts onto property taxes. Everybody who was on the list, so to speak, was mailed notice and given all our information and whatnot to address any concerns they may have. As of 6:32, there are no attendees to this hearing. So, Mr. Mayor, I believe we can move on.
Do we have to have a motion on this? I know we're going to approve the delinquent things later. Do we need to do anything with number 3 right now on that? Okay, then we'll keep on rolling. Number 4, reports from department heads. Looks like no one's here. Number 5, council additions to the agenda. I have 3, gentlemen, and they are. We're going to call it 8A1. JPJ invoice number 1, Ballfield Development. Number 8A2 will be JPJ invoice number 19. And then additional item 8A3 will be the Rec Board Holiday Lighting Contest. So we'll add those 3 things right away to number 8 at the beginning of the meeting here, and we'll move on. Is there a motion to approve the agenda as amended?
Also moved.
Moved by John. Is there support?
Support.
Support by Gene. Get used to that, gentlemen. Further comment or discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor of the motion signify by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed, same sign. Motion is carried. Number 6, Citizens Forum. There's no one here, so we'll move on to number 7, the consent agenda. The consent agenda is A, the minutes, the regular city council meeting of December 7th, 2021, and then the claims, 7B, payroll number 26, $13,149.44, payroll December, $2,425, 3, fire calls, $1,410, 4, fire meetings, $2,300, and accounts payable. Ryan, what's the number on that accounts payable? I buried it in my stuff.
$109,350.01.
So the accounts payable, like Ryan said, is $109,350.01. So is there a motion to approve the consent agenda as presented?
I'll make the motion.
Motion by Gene. Is there support?
Support.
Support by John. Further comment or discussion? Any questions of any bills? Anything like that? Hearing none, all those in favor of the motion signify by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed, same sign. That motion is carried. We'll move on to the business portion of our meeting. And the CIP update, that's informational. John, do you have anything you just want to say on that? Otherwise, we'll move into those.
Yeah, not really.
Okay. So for 8A1, then, it's the JPJ invoice. Number 1, the Ballfield Development. Engineer Jamnik is here to answer any questions. Does anybody have any questions on that?
No, he's
Okay.
using up the funds, I guess.
Well, that's why they're there. So I will make the motion to approve 8A1 JPJ invoice number 1. Is there support?
Support.
Support by Gene. Further comment or discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, same sign. Motion is carried. We'll now move on to 8A2. That is the JPJ invoice number 19. Once again, Engineer Jamnik is here to answer any questions. The total for that is $6,807.70. Apologize for not. The previous one for the public was $22,363.40. We can take a motion if there's any questions. You can do that. Is there a motion to approve JPJ invoice number 19?
Make the motion.
Motion by Gene. Is there support?
Support.
Support by John. Any questions or comments, gentlemen?
What was the 6,874?
Well, this is right here. There's a balance of about 19,000 left on John's contract.
Yeah, I don't remember what the time date, there's some, timelines in there, it's probably work back in November.
Oh, I see here, okay,
Yeah, right here.
yeah.
And then the contract remaining is about 18,785.
Yeah, that's about, we're getting close to the end. I mean,
Yeah.
next year we're gonna, do a lot of paving parts. Really, the only underground work to do is they got that change order approved in that alley by Roberts.
Okay. Yeah, we'll be busy for a little bit early summer, so,
Yeah.
and then we'll have the ball fields to finish up.
Yep.
So, okay. Further questions or comments? Hearing none, all those in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, same sign, motion's carried. We'll now move on to 8A, number 3 there. And it's the Rec Board Holiday Lighting Contest, and that we're looking for a motion to authorize $100 from the rec budget for the lighting contest. Is there a motion to do so?
I saw moved.
Moved by John, is there support?
Support.
Support by Gene, that's pretty simple. They've been advertising, gonna have the lighting contest, that's this week, isn't it?
What are they paying, $25 prizes?
I believe,
Friday.
top 3, 50, 30, 20 is I think what
Okay,
they're.
Oh,
50, 30, 12, which is good, that's great. There's a lot of places lit up and it looks nice. So, did I ask for a motion yet?
Yep.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Okay, all those in favor of the motion, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye, those opposed, same sign, motion's carried. So there's nothing else under 8A that I'm aware of, so we'll move on to number 8B. Pay application number 1 to Casper. Discussion first before I ask for a motion to approve it. So Ryan or John, anything you
Yep.
have to say on that?
I can just chime in. This was work, Engineer Jamnik and the city and Casper met, and we kind of came up with a game plan because we had a certain amount of the grant funds from St. Louis County that we needed to do, just to do the work and spend this year. So we figured that number was gonna be somewhere between the $140,000 mark, which the council previously authorized. So we came up with a good plan that buttoned things up for winter, and then they can get going once road restrictions come off. So we did what we needed to do, so we didn't lose grant funds for that project.
John, they'll hit on that right away, like I said, as soon as the road restrictions end, and the land is well, dried out well enough.
They left some equipment here already, so.
Yeah, I mean, basically, they finished the water line except the tie-ins on both ends. The sewer's gonna come off Monroe, so,
Yeah.
a little bit of utility work, and then grade up,
Backhoe is up there now.
so it's,
They might
Good
even start
start.
earlier than
Yeah.
road restrictions.
Yeah, if they have the stuff there, they can
Yeah.
get going. That's great, yeah. That's to our benefit, so
All they gotta do is get it started.
sooner we can get, because, Ryan will be talking about, we sold some lots, so. Okay, is there a motion to approve pay application number 1 to Casper for $130,568?
We'll make a motion to approve.
Motion by Gene, is there support?
Support.
Support by John. All those in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, same sign. Motion's carried. Capital project funds. Okay, we'll move on to that. That is 8C. The city has 3 capital funds, East Monroe, Damien Addition, and France Street, and that the special assessments were completed in 2019. East Monroe and Damien Addition do not have any assessments outstanding. France Street has $1,178 remaining and recorded as delinquent in our financial records. Diane is recommending that the balances in the funds and any delinquent assessment payments received in the future go to the Capital Street Infrastructure account. So, the motion is, right now, I'll just read it, is to close East Monroe Fund Number 413 with a balance of $16,594.74. Damien Addition Fund Number 416 with a balance of $2,615.31. And France Street Fund Number 421 with a balance of $11,602. And designate the balances and any delinquent payments received in the future to go to the Capital Designated Street Infrastructures account in Fund 401. Is there a motion to approve that?
I also move.
Moved by John, is there support?
Support.
Support by Gene. Ryan, do you want to just highlight, make a comment?
Yeah, these are just kind of standard end of the year procedures that we talk about with the auditor, and that's kind of where these recommendations are coming for, just so we can clean up some of these outstanding, underutilized accounts at the end of the year.
Okay, any questions or comments? Hearing none, all those in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, same sign. That motion is carried. Now we'll talk about the debt service fund number 307. In 2018, the city paid off the bond indebtedness related to the Wallace construction project, fund number 307. The Wallace general obligation bonds of 2002 currently has a balance of $37,927.67 in the fund. I am recommending that we close Fund 307 and transfer the balance to the Capital Street infrastructure account. And once again, I'll read the motion first to see if there's any questions. Okay, the motion is going to be to close Fund number 307 and transfer the balance of $37,927.67 to the Capital Street infrastructure account in Fund number 401, as the Wallace general obligation bonds have been paid in full and these funds are not needed to pay principal or interest on the bonds. Comments or questions? Ryan, anything you wish to add or clarify?
Not at this time, Mayor. It's pretty self-explanatory. Just, again,
Okay.
end of the year at the recommendation of the auditor.
Okay. Any comments? Hearing none, all those in favor of the motion signify by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed, same sign. Motion carried. Okay, year-end bills discussion.
Almost so moved that we authorize city administrator to pay all necessary year-end bills.
Support.
Okay, motion by John, support by Gene on the motion to authorize city administration to pay all necessary year-end bills. Comments? Hearing none, all those in favor of the motion signify by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed, same sign. That motion is carried. We're moving along at a pretty good clip here. Resolution number 2159. It's a donation for the banners. Attached is Resolution 2159. This resolution accepts donations from the multiple businesses and individuals for the recently approved city banners. Carol Savar and Carol Pastori have been leading this project since the beginning, have done a great and outstanding job. I've got to do a little bit on this. It's a resolution accepting donations to the city, whereas the city of Buhl is generally authorized to accept donations of real and personal property pursuant to Minnesota Statute Section 465.03 for the benefit of citizens, and specifically authorized to accept gifts. So the following entities and persons have offered to contribute cash amounts. I'm sure we'll be getting this for the next several months, don't you think, Ryan? Okay.
Correct.
So I'm just going to read the name of the donors. JPJ Engineering, Zagant's Company, which is the Hideaway, Billy's Pit Stop Pub and Grub, Al Mackey, Buhl Water Company, First National Bank of Buhl, and John Claridge. Is there a motion to approve this resolution?
Make a motion to approve resolution 21-59.
Motion by Gene. Is there support?
Support.
Support by John. Further comment or discussion? Hearing none, this is a resolution. Ryan, please take the roll.
Councilor Matthew?
Yes.
Councilor Marcus?
Yes.
Mayor Claridge?
Yes, resolution passes. Okay, resolution 21-60, donation for disc golf. Attached is a resolution 2160. These funds were received via the donation box of the disc golf course. These funds could be used for maintenance items for the course. Okay, I'm just going to turn to this. Okay, and once again, this is a resolution accepting a donation to the city, whereas the city of Buhl is generally authorized to accept donations of real and personal property pursuant to Minnesota Statute Section 465.03 for the benefit of its citizens, and is specifically authorized to accept gifts. We will then accept the gift of $134.74, which will be contributed for the upkeep of the disc golf course. This is a resolution. Is there a motion to pass this resolution?
I'll make a motion.
Motion by John. Is there support?
Support.
Support by Gene. Further comment or discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor of... Nope, I'm sorry. I've got to pass it off to you. I'm trying to rush this along, I guess.
Councilor Matthew?
Yes.
Councilor Marcus?
Yes.
Mayor Claridge?
Yes. Resolution passes. Whoops. Got ahead of myself here. Next, we will deal with Resolution 2161. Donation for recreation taxes, Resolution 2161. These funds were received from the Kinney Fire Relief Association for the joint recreation event on December 30th. And once again, a resolution accepting a donation to the city. The city of Buhl is generally authorized to accept donations of real and personal property pursuant to Minnesota statutes, section 465.03, for the benefit of its citizens, specifically authorized to accept gifts. Whereas the following persons and entities have offered to contribute a cash amount. The Kinney Fire Relief Association has donated $200. Is there a motion to pass this resolution?
Make a motion to approve resolution 2161.
Support.
Motion and support by Gene and by John. Ryan, please take the roll. Any questions? Ryan, please take the roll.
Counselor Matthew?
Yes.
Counselor Marcus?
Yes.
Mayor Clarich?
Yes. Resolution 2161 passes on the donation. Okay, resolution 21-62. We're on a roll here, so we'll keep it going. Resolution 21-62, delinquent utilities. Attached is Resolution 2162. This resolution allows city administration to certify delinquent utility accounts onto the property tax rolls. Individuals were mailed notice and had an opportunity to address the account during the public hearing, which no one showed up for. A resolution directing the delinquent utility charges to be placed on the 2021 property tax rolls. Whereas the Buhl City Code provides for the city to place utility charges on the succeeding year property tax rolls for the specified properties, and whereas the City Council has scheduled the consideration of certification of such charges and has caused notice to be mailed to the affected property owners, and whereas the City Council has made a determination that the delinquent utility charges exist for the specified properties set forth in Exhibit A, attached hereto and made part thereof. Now, therefore, be it resolved by the City Council of the City of Buhl as follows: that the St. Louis County Taxpayer Services Department is hereby authorized to place the delinquent utility charges on the 2021 property tax rolls payable in 2022 against the specified properties as set forth in Exhibit A. Is there a motion to approve this resolution?
Also move.
Support.
Moved by John, supported by Gene. Further comment or discussion? Ryan, anything you want to say? I think you said it earlier, so.
No.
If not, Ryan, please take the roll.
Counselor Matthew?
Yes.
Counselor Marcus?
Yes.
Mayor Clarich?
Yes. Motion carries, resolution carries. Let me get caught up on my paperwork here. We're going so fast that if there's gasoline here, we'd be on fire. Okay, resolution 21-63. This is the 2022 budget. Attached is resolution 21-63 in the final budget sheet for 2022. This resolution establishes the city 2022 budget at $1,005,362, which would be a 2% increase from 2021. Just want to highlight this. Whereas the City Council of the City of Buhl, Minnesota on December 7th, 2021 held its Truth and Taxation hearing on the proposed payable 2022 property tax levy and the 2022 budget, and whereas the City Council discussed the proposed budget and its impact on property taxes, now therefore be it resolved by the City Council of Buhl, St. Louis County, Minnesota, that the 2022 budget be set at $1,005,362 as detailed in the attached budget summary. Is there a motion to approve this resolution?
Motion to approve the resolution.
Is there support?
I'll support.
Motion by Gene, support by John. Okay, any comments, Ryan, anything that you wish to get in on?
Why do we state that this is 2% more and basically it's 6% more?
Well,
This is the budget, right?
yeah, the budget from
The levy is separate.
Yeah, the budget from 2021 to 2022 is roughly a 2% increase. The levy would be a 6% increase. That's mainly due to we have fluctuations in revenues and things like that.
And that'll be the next one that we do right after this one. So.
Correct. So I mean, the council
Good
and
question. I mean,
the council and city administration, I mean, we're very cognizant of what we spend and try to save what we can, and that's look at inflation anywhere from 2.5% to 6% forecasted, and we're looking at, a 2% budget increase. So I think we did a good job in that sense.
I think we have a motion and a second on this, correct?
Yeah.
Correct.
Okay. Further comment or question? Hearing none, Ryan, please take the roll.
Counselor Matthew?
Yes.
Counselor Marcus?
Yes.
Mayor Clark?
Yes. Resolution passes. I will move on to Resolution 21-64, the levy. This was the question that John led into this. It's a good question. Attaches Resolution 21-64. This resolution establishes the city's 2022 levy amount at $410,000. This reflects a 6% increase over 2021 or $25,000. I've been reading the basics of these resolutions. I'm going to continue on this one. Resolution 2164, a resolution adopting property tax levy for fiscal year 2022. Whereas the City of Buhl is a statutory city organized and operating under the laws of the state of Minnesota, now therefore be it resolved by the Council of the City of Buhl, St. Louis County, Minnesota, that the following sums of money be levied in the current year, collectible in 2022, upon taxable property in the City of Buhl for the following purposes. General Fund, $296,294. Library Fund, $71,977. Capital, $27,161. 2021 GO Bond, $14,568. Total tax levy of $410,000. The city clerk is hereby instructed to transmit a certified copy of this resolution to the County Auditor of St. Louis County, Minnesota. Is there a motion to approve Resolution 2164? I'll make that motion. Is there support?
Support.
Support by Gene. Further comment or discussion? Ryan, do you have anything you wish to add or comment?
I would just kind of reiterate what was mentioned at the Truth in Taxation public hearing. There's a lot of variables going into these budgets. Inflation and what things cost for next year for the city, whether it's materials, insurance have gone up. And, we've done a good job keeping this, very reasonable for the residents. Just because it's a 6% levy increase doesn't necessarily mean your property taxes are going to go up 6%. I mean, the city's only one of three that make up your total property tax statement, along with the school district and the county. So, and a lot of what you pay in property taxes is determined by market value, which is set by St. Louis County.
Okay, one thing I'd like to say is that our preliminary budget, we set the levy at 19%. This is down to 6%. That is almost a 70% decrease. So the tax limit you have just for Buhl should go down approximately 60 to 70%. Remember, your taxes may have gone up for the entire year because your valuation of your property may have gone up. Just a little reminder to the public on that. So we have a resolution before us. Further comment or question? Hearing none. Ryan, please take the roll.
Counselor Matthew?
Yes.
Counselor Marcus?
Yes.
Mayor Clark?
Yes, resolution passes. Next, we'll move on to councilors' comments. Gene, you're next to me, so you get the honor of going first.
Well, I got nothing to bore you with, so.
Okay, we'll move on. John?
We were trying to get the little skating rink together, but the weather hasn't cooperated very much. I think guys are working on it after to get the town cleaned up a little bit. Yeah, I gotta give a hand to Carol and Carol for all the work they do, not only what we see with the banners. I mean, it's up at the senior center, and they're a pretty good tag team.
Very involved in this city. We owe them a debt of gratitude. So.
And the city crew did a good job today cleaning up. We still have our parking problems downtown in a few spots, but
We have to address those, but we talked about those at a previous meeting, and I think we have to change the parking.
Well, you know, if they
Downtown?
go down their parking, people aren't gonna be able to get to the post office.
well, there was one spot, I forget where Trent said that he couldn't get through. I forget where it was.
I've been working with Chief Manor over in Chisholm and the officers.
He's got to talk to the
Yeah, I mean, just, if I
Residents.
say, Mr. Mayor, you know, if something's inhibiting our ability to plow, we will tow you, and there's not gonna be a warning, so,
Okay, and,
plain and simple.
and that's only right, so. But they got to my house real early right afternoon, and I was snow blowing, and boy, that new grader sure makes a difference. They cleaned out our area in a matter of 15, 20 minutes. They had everything done over there, so.
Yeah, that grader leaves twice the height windrow when they come by.
I went through town a couple places, and I did hit those windows in a couple spots, but the traffic had knocked it down a little bit, so that's where we're at.
I'm talking when I drive up in the yard.
Oh, okay, see. Okay, with that, we're done with council's comments. We'll now go on to mayor's comments, and I apologize, but here we go. For the last mayor's comments of the year, I wanted to mention some of the accomplishments for the city in 2021, as well as look ahead on some of the projects and issues that the city will be focusing on in 2022. For 2021, which was another year impacted by COVID, which presented challenges from staffing to materials, the city still made significant investments that set up well for the future. The city is wrapping up the main portion of our overall infrastructure project that has totaled just under $7 million to date and approximately $10,000 overall project. That includes the water tower portion, which I will mention later. The city secured a new 8-year contract with Minnesota Power that will protect the ratepayers pay for their utilities or for their electricity through 2029. The city signed a new 3-year contract for law enforcement with the city of Chisholm. $3,476,000 in grant dollars secured so far for the project, and additional grant dollars are anticipated for the remainder of the project. And Ryan, that's for which project now?
Just our overall infrastructure project.
Our overall, we received $3 million. So this city council and Ryan and Diane have been very aggressive. Like I say, the small town of Buhl getting almost over $3.5 million is quite an accomplishment. Paid off the city's tax increment financing TIF obligation for the Artesian Estates 2 years early, which finally brings back the tax base for the city after 23 years. I don't think we'll be doing that in the near future. That obligated this city for way too long, but now we'll benefit from that. New homes were built in Buhl for the first time in 10 years. We also partnered with Habitat Humanity for at least 2 and potentially 3 new homes to be built along State Street. Looking towards 2022, the city will be working on the water tower. The city is actively preparing for this last phase of our infrastructure project. With the help of Senator Tomasoni, Representative Sansteed, and our consultants Gary Sikvenik and Jeff Anderson, the city is confident that this portion of the project will be funded and completed within the next 2 years. The city already has legislation written that we hope will be included in the next bonding bill. Buhl has already hosted the Senate Bonding Committee and presented to the House Committee. Both committees were impressed with the significant investments that we've made in Buhl despite our size in the last 3 years. This project was a major undertaking by the city. While we realize that there's been some inconvenience for a few years, the good news is that only minor infrastructure improvements will be needed in the next 20 plus years. 2. South Industrial Park. The city is continuing to work on improvements and expansion of infrastructure in the South Industrial Park. If funding is secured for these improvements, it will make the area extremely attractive for businesses to develop in Buhl. Both Minnesota Senators Amy Klobuchar and Tina Smith have recommended funding of Buhl's congressionally directed spending requests to the appropriation committees. Buhl is one of only a handful of cities in Minnesota who had both senators recommend their request. Gary Sikvenik and Jeff Anderson have been in constant contact with the Senator's office and have business development in the South Industrial Park as one of their top priorities for 2022. So we've got a leg up on that compared to many of the cities throughout the state of Minnesota. I'm on page 2, final page, Gene. 3. Fire hall expansion. First, I want to thank all of our volunteers for their work on behalf of the city. The department does an excellent job under the leadership of Chief Josh McDowell and Assistant Chief Ted Erickson. The city was able to purchase a new engine for the department in 2021 and is working diligently on expanding the new fire hall to better fit their needs in 2022. The department is always looking for new members. If you are interested, please feel free to speak with fire department members or contact City Hall. 4. Forest Street sidewalk to shortstop. St. Louis County will be reconstructing Forest Street in 2022. The city has also been working closely with Commissioner Jugovich in creating sidewalk access from South Memorial Drive all the way to the shortstop. Number 5, blight. With the assistance of the Buhl Chisholm Police Department, the city plans to make blight enforcement a priority beginning this spring. The past 2 years has made this extremely difficult, with the courts essentially not hearing any blight cases from cities. The city has updated ordinances to get in line with other cities to streamline this process. Number 6, residential development. As mentioned previously, new homes were completed in Buhl for the first time in over 10 years. 2022 will see additional homes being built that add to the city tax base, which support numerous city services from law enforcement and fire protection to snow plowing and recreation. If you consider the city's $25,000 levy increase for this year, which we just passed, 9 new homes with an estimated market value of $200,000 will generate slightly more than the $25,000 that our levy increased. So basically, some of the homes that are going to be built in the next couple of years will cover what our increase would have been this year. So that is the benefit that we get from additional housing. And that is why this council has moved forward on additional housing. Currently, the city has already accepted $2,500 deposits from 2 parties to build in the new development up on the old ball fields, with 2 more expected in the coming weeks. In Stubler 2 Addition, additional homes are under construction, with the remaining 8 scheduled to begin construction in 2022, and 2 homes in partnership with Habitat for Humanity are already on the schedule to be built in 2022. All of this combined will result in over 20 new homes being built in the next few years on top of those who have already invested in our community. Finally, on behalf of myself, the City Council, City Administrative Staff, our City Attorney, and our Public Works employees, we want to wish everyone a Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays. With that, is there a motion to adjourn?
I so move.
Moved by John. Is there support?
Support.
Support by Gene. All those in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Those opposed, same sign. Motion carried. Meeting adjourned at 7:03. Yep.